All right, welcome back to the channel, Ruckscards. Really appreciate you tuning in. Today's show is going to be a little bit different. I know I usually do either some, live breaks or, some submission reveals from either SGC or PSA. And today I'm going to actually just do a little bit of hobby chat with y'all and kind of give you my thoughts on the hobby and with a special emphasis on a show that I was fortunate enough to set up at this weekend. It was the East Coast Collectibles Convention, otherwise known as EC3 at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut. Beautiful venue for a card show. If you've never been there, if you are around the East Coast, I highly suggest that you look into coming to one of these shows. It is very well run. Again, the venue is a beautiful ballroom within the casino itself. Hundreds of dealers. Also, if you are into Pokemon, it's a big show for that as well. So it draws quite a bit of kids into the hobby, and but also it's a really good sports card show as well. So again, I was able to set up for the first time. Special shout out, by the way, before I be remiss if I didn't mention the promoter Scott and his wife Nicole, who put so much time and energy to get this show off. And it's only been running for, I could be wrong here. I don't want to misstate, but I believe it's been only running for maybe a couple of years. But they've done several shows. They do 3 shows a year. Typically February, June, and November. So the next one will be in February. Again, if you're in the Northeast or even outside of the Northeast, to me, it's a show worth traveling for. Obviously, you got a casino there too, so why not come on down for that? But anyway, very successful show. Huge turnout on Saturday, especially. I would say the show opened up with the early birds at 9, and then to the general public at 10. And I would say from 10:30 to 4. It was a steady stream of, I know you're just looking at my hands right now, sorry about that. But it was a steady stream of people. And so it was, and for me personally, I did extremely well. For me, I live quite a ways away from the casino. Even though I'm in Connecticut, it's like an hour and 20-minute drive for me. And so I had to stay overnight. I was going to book to stay overnight because it's a 2-day convention, Saturday and Sunday. And the table costs, the hotel costs, gas obviously to travel to and from. I had to get before I even made a single penny at the show. I had to be, let's say, $550 plus into sales. Before I even started making any profit, just to cover the table fees and traveling, and like I said, the hotel room, etc. So close to $600, right, before I even make a dime. And that's, for me, going into a big show like this with a big front end expense, I was a little bit hesitant as far as, I knew it was a good show, so I knew, else I wouldn't have done it, right? So I made an educated guess that, yes, it's a lot of upfront costs, but I feel that, especially what I've had, I was going to break out, a lot of my bigger cards for the show that I don't normally bring to the smaller shows I do. And I figured that, as long as it was attended well, the weather worked out. November, of course, you could always have a nor'easter or some kind of freak snowstorm, an early snow that could really have, hurt any chances of that happening. But fortunately, the weather was great. A little rainy in the morning, but it was no snow. And well attended, like I said. So check it out. EC3 is the name of it. Search it up on Google or whatever. I'm sure it'll come up. Facebook, if you're on there. It's got its own page. Like and follow it especially if you're in the Northeast. I would highly recommend checking it out. But again, special thanks to Scott for the opportunity to be in the show and set up. And I know him and, again, his wife, Nicole, put a tremendous amount of energy into the show. So I don't know if they're ever going to listen or watch this channel, but if they do, congratulations, guys, because it was another great show. All right, now, sorry about the lengthy chat, but I thought it's a good show. And so if you listen to my content, you got a shot to go to it. Check it out. All right, so what I'm going to show you now is I didn't have, like, my goal in this show, especially like I said with the upfront cost that I had, was to sell. So I wasn't a buyer per se, like I typically am at these shows. I was really motivated to sell. But that goes without saying that, of course, I made some purchases. Nothing big. I mean, normally I do spend big at these type of shows, but this show is really, frugal and really focused on selling more than anything else. But I made some purchases and trades or cash trade type of deals, and so I'll show you kind of what I picked up. We'll start off here with Becky Lynch. We had, by the way, there was Kurt Angle and Sergeant Slaughter were there signing photographs. So Scott was able to bring those guys in. Kurt Angle, for those of you who may not know, those are wrestlers. Sergeant Slaughter, and then he also had Bernie Williams there on Saturday, the Yankees former Yankee All-Star outfielder, and several other, like, again, along with the Pokemon and the anime and comics and things like that. He's got several voice people that do the voice work. Some of those folks were there as well for to sign and photo op opportunities. So, all right. Anyway, so Becky Lynch, I don't follow wrestling all that much anymore. And when I do, I mean, I was heavy into it in the 80s and 90s growing up, all the way probably through Austin and The Rock. I haven't watched wrestling hardly any, but when I do, I kind of like the female wrestlers better now. And Becky Lynch is one that kind of caught my eye a few years ago, so I kind of collect her stuff every once in a while. So this card here I picked up on a trade cash deal. I had some of my, like I said, I broke out cards for this show that I typically never brought. Well, I never brought into any of my other shows. And one of them was a Rick Grimes autograph that I had. I have two of them in my collection, and one of them I was willing to part with. I said, I just figured, I really went through a kind of a purging process of my PC that I've had, and many cards I've had for several. Some of them I had for several decades. Some, just for a long time. And just cards that I felt that I was willing to part with because I had two Rick Grimes on-card autographs, which is great to have. He's obviously the star of The Walking Dead, for you guys who don't know who Rick Grimes is. One of them, they're both on-card, and one of them had an authentic wardrobe of what he wore in one of the shows, as well as an autograph, and one with just his autograph on it. And that's the one I decided to part with and bring to the show. Anyway, it was a hot card. I had many people on that first day that were asking about it, and a couple kids. One of them was probably a 16-year-old kid who loves the show, and really, I really wanted to kind of sell that guy the card, because he kept coming back, and he's like, oh man, I really wish. He wanted to trade for it, but he really didn't have anything to trade for it, and he really had no money on him at all. But he just kept coming over and just wanting to see the card. So I would have loved to have sold it to him, but anyway, and ironically, he did come back the next day and looked for it again. But I sold it first thing the second, the opening of the Sunday morning. So I did a cash trade deal, and I picked up. He had a Becky Lynch auto, and I had the Grimes for $150, and so it was $100 in cash, and the Becky Lynch. So that was the deal for that one. So pretty cool. That's deal number one. Second one is, I'm trying to remember what I traded for this one. Oh, it was the Jalen Hurts. Okay, so I parted with a Jalen Hurts SGC 9.5 Orange Reactive Rookie. This is one, recent comps on this card is like in the 75-80 range. And the Hertz rookie's a little bit less than that, but there's some that's right around the same. So I thought it was a pretty fair trade. And I don't have much Bills stuff in the Northeast. There's quite a few Bills fans around. And I certainly don't have any stuff on Diggs. So this is a pretty rare. There's out of only 15. Plus, as you know, as an Eagle fan, I got plenty of Jalen Hurts stuff. So I was willing to make this trade. So it's only out of 15. And it's a Stephon Diggs autograph, pretty rare one. So pick that one up in that deal. As you know, being Eagles fan, these are some smaller pickups that I got. I can't remember if I bought or traded these. I don't remember, but these are kind of lower end stuff. Anyway, Nolan Smith, their rookie outside linebacker / defensive end. So that was pretty cool to grab that one. This is one I didn't even realize. I have a Keith Byers autograph, but it was from way back in like the early 90s, mid 90s on like a pro line. Nothing as sharp looking as this. I didn't realize that he had a script autograph in Mosaic. So that was pretty cool. I think this is Mosaic. So that was pretty cool. Some guy had this, and I'm like, yeah, I'd definitely be interested in a buyer. So he pulls this one out, and I'm like, yeah, for sure. So, believe I traded for that one as well, for this card. I can't remember if I bought it or I think I traded for it. Either way, cool Keith Byers autograph. Pretty wild, of the Eagles' former running back. And then I grabbed this one too. We'll go from the old Eagles to our newest Eagle superstar, and that is Jalen Carter, the rookie defensive tackle. So this was pretty cool. And again, I got this early on, so I can't remember if I think I did buy it. I don't remember now. I think I did, but whatever it was. So this is my first Jalen Carter autograph, so that was pretty cool to grab that one. Again, out of Mosaic, the Reactive Red, or whatever this is called. It's actually, the other thing I didn't realize, I think even when I bought it, that it's numbered out of 199. So that was pretty cool. All right, continuing with the Eagles. They're not all Eagles, by the way, but another purchase I made. I have a lot of Devontae Smith rookie autos, but I don't have his rookie ticket. So now I do. And this one here, I know I paid for it. I can't remember if it was a cash and trade or just a straight cash, but I know I put at least $50 into this one, cash-wise. And I can't remember if there was a card thrown in or something. I don't recall, but I made a lot of deals and transactions over the weekend, so it's hard for me to remember each one. But anyway, this is a nice Devontae Smith rookie auto. Contenders to add to my my PC, so that was pretty awesome. All right, I think I'm done with the Eagles for now. I think we are. I'm sure you're all, those non-Eagle fans, are probably celebrating that. This card here, I had a kid that really wanted my PSA 10 Nolan Gorman rookie refractor card, which used to be right around the $75 or so when he was hot last year. It's gone down quite a bit. Like, I was surprised. I had it overpriced in my case, actually. Recent comps were going more like the 30 to 35 range. So I think what we did here is I gave him the Nolan Gorman PSA 10 refractor plus another card that he wanted. I forget which one it was. Maybe I threw him some cash too. I don't think I gave this guy this one cash, but so it must have been another card or so that he wanted to get closer to the the value of this one. But here's obviously Junior Caminero, the rookie prospect. He hasn't played much yet. I think he was called up briefly last year. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. Taking a chance on this one. I mean, the Gorman I've had for a while. I like Gorman. But this kid was a huge St. Louis Cardinals fan. Came in there with his hat on and jersey and everything else. And I knew him before from the local shows, and he was there again. Just a really good kid. And, I got a weakness to selling kids. The kids are the future of the hobby, so I'm willing to bend much more than I do so with others. Figured I'd give away a guy that's been more established as a prospect in Gorman and take a shot at this guy. Pretty nice looking card. I think is it numbered? It's not numbered. Anyway, so we'll see. Hopefully this guy, it's an SGC 10, and that was that deal. Here's a really, I don't know if the camera's going to do this one justice. I don't remember how I got this card now. I'm trying to remember. I know it was a trade and cash deal. And the card that I gave away was equivalent to, to this card here. I have to actually put a seal on this. I already got a scratch in this case here. But look at this card. I'm not even familiar with the set. I don't think I've ever seen even the non-parallel version of this card. But I don't have much of Holmes in my collection. I have his Optic rookie in my PC that's graded to a 9. But otherwise, I really don't have any like McCombs inserts, or certainly don't have any autographs of his. This is one of the most beautiful looking cards I have ever seen, quite honestly, in terms of eye appeal. This is Illusions, which really is a good product. I think it's an underrated product. The more I see Illusion stuff, I think they do a really good job. But this is the red parallel, of this insert called King of Cards, and I'll bring this a little closer. Probably not, we got the camera reflection on it, but this is such an amazing looking card. I'll try to, again, I don't know if it's looking as good on video here as it really is in person. And it's a grade of a 9. It's not a 10, but not sure why it's not a 10 actually as I look at it a little closer, but it is what it is. Numbered out of 199. The back is an acetate, but the front is just, there's certain cards that just have an amazing design, and this card is amazing looking, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Give me some comments on this. What do you guys think of this card? Have you seen it before? So I definitely wanted to add this. I might even PC this one. I put it right in my case after I made the transaction, and I had quite a few people looking at it. This was the second day, so it wasn't like much time left in the show. But I did have people, ask about it and inquire. I didn't even put a price tag on it because, again, I don't really want to sell it. I probably shouldn't even put it in the case. I think this is going to be a PC for me. I don't know. I'm done talking about it because I don't want to bore you, but so that was one of the moves. And then I made another deal. This is the one deal that I made that I think I gave up. Well, I know I gave up too much, and I can't even remember everything I gave up actually in terms of the cards, but I gave him pretty much the equivalent of what this card's value is. And then he goes, well, I got the best card in the deal. Like, I really wanted this card. I love these Prism Silvers. They're just beautiful cards. I've got, as you might have seen my last SGC reveal, I got 2 of the Color Match Green that came back, and one came back at 10. Did they both come back 10s? I can't remember. One definitely came back at 10. I don't remember if I got 2 10s. It's back in my box now. But anyway, this one here, I think has got a chance at a possible 10. Top to bottom, it's it's in really good shape, which is why I really wanted the card. Might be a tad top bottom. Left to right is very, very, very good. It does have a tad of whiting on the bottom corner here. I don't think I'll be able to see it. So this is why it's going to probably keep it from a 10. I don't know if this is going to be coming in. Come on. Give me some. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. See that bottom corner? There's a little bit of a white blotch. Definitely going to probably enough to get, knock it down from a 10. Either way, I just love these silver prisms. And the color match ones that I have are just part of my, one of my favorites in the collection. So he had this value to like 125-ish, 100, 125. And, with the condition, he didn't really let it go. He said he had an offer on it at the show for $100 or whatever. I wanted to do a deal that would get it down to like $75, in cash and trade. And it was weird because I made the deal, gave him $75 and whatever cards he wanted. And then right afterwards, I'm like, what the hell am I thinking? Why did I give him $75 and those cards? It really should have been like $50 and those cards. But what are you going to do? That deal, I kind of screwed up. Sometimes it happens, especially when it gets late in the day on the second show. I kind of made screwed up, I gave him one of the cards I gave up was a, out of 150, a Bowman's Best blue refractor rookie of Corbin Carroll. That was one of the cards that was in the deal, plus $75. And then there was like 1 or 2 other cards. I think there was definitely 2 other cards they gave him. I don't recall which ones they were. But I gave up too much. So this one, I would be shocked if it 10s. But if I can get like a 9 or 9.5, I'll get, I guess I'll be happy with the deal. I don't think it'll get anything less than a 9. But we'll see. And then this one, this was also in the deal too, so I got this one with it. Which I didn't realize that this one was numbered, so maybe it's not as lopsided as, or a mistake that I thought it was. But I definitely think I gave up a little too much. So this is out of $2.99. I know it's not really coming into focus. There it is. So it's a Select Hertz. Actually, you know what? Jesus. Yeah, I definitely screwed this up. All right, for those out here, this is going to be a lesson to you, okay? I assumed when we were making this deal that this was a rookie. I don't know why. because it clearly is not as I look at it now. So here's my sports lesson for you guys, or something to take away from my mistake. Don't be distracted by the card that you really want and just assume anything. Stay focused. And when you're at these shows, especially a 2-day straight show, I think by Sunday afternoon, on the second show, these shows are kind of exhausted. You're talking to people all day. You got to haul everything in. You got to break everything down. They're longer days. I don't want to make it sound like it's some overexertion activity or anything like that. I'm not saying that. It's just, but when you're dealing with people, and it was a crowded show for 8 to 10 hours a day, one right after another, doing transactions, talking cards. These type of overlooks and mistakes can happen, and this is one that I made, so that's why I'm bringing it up. But I mean, it's still a nice card, but I was assuming this one was a rookie. Total mistake. So it's really this card's from last year. And you know why I assumed it was rookie? Because I don't know what it is, but almost every single Jalen Hurts card, whether it's rookie year or not, he's always got kind of the same pose. So that's why I think I just always assume it's a rookie. I rarely see Jalen Hurts not have this kind of pose on a card. And it's just me. But I'm trying to make excuses for myself now for my mistake. Either way, I guess it was Diamond King Sports Cards that I made the deal with. I don't know who he is, but shout out to you. And good job on that deal, because I think you made out if you have come across this video. All right, either way, we'll see what this one does. I think I'm going to send it in and see what it comes back at. All right, I know I'm doing a lot of talking here. One of the other trades that I made, and I'll try to remember that. Yeah, this one I can remember. I only have one Wayne Gretzky autograph, but when I had this guy come to me and show me these cards, he had like 3 different Wayne Gretzky's autos. This was the only one I think that was numbered to 99. They were all buybacks from Upper Deck, and so he had like 3 of them. And he's like, "Listen, this is what I'm thinking." I had 3 Steve Yzerman graded rookies there, none of them higher than 7, even though I believe they should be 8s. Those are the ones. If you go back in my channel and look at one of the SGC reveals, I think it was mostly Yzerman cards. And I show you guys that these cards are just ridiculously undergraded by PSA. I was really ticked off at PSA because I got a grader that was just either having a bad day or just doesn't know what the heck he's grading over there. Honestly, or they're doing pop counts or whatever, because there's no way that those 7s should have been 7s. They were at least 8s, if not better than that. Anyway, I had 3 of the Yzerman O-Pee-Chee rookies in my case. 2 of 7s and 1 was a 6. And this guy was a big hockey collector. And then I also had a Probert to be a player autograph, Bob Probert, which I also PC, but I was willing to, again, I purged my collection. I was willing to let one of them go. Obviously, Bob Probert, rest in peace. He's no longer signing. He died over a decade ago, tragically at a very young age. Greatest all-time fighter in the history of the NHL. So he's got a lot of hobby appeal, especially for hockey fans. So I put that one out, and I also had a Steve Yzerman autograph. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm a huge Steve Yzerman. I PC Yzerman. I have a dozen Yzerman autographs. I've got my Yzerman collection alone is probably close to $10,000, if not more. Never really added it all up, but let's just say I have a substantial Steve Yzerman collection. And so letting those, and I have about probably 15 of his O-Pee-Chee rookies. So just keep that in mind when I'm talking about this deal that I made. So those 3 Yzerman graded. They were all graded, like I said, 7s, 2 were 7s, 1 was a 6. And he wanted my Bob Probert autograph, be a player, which I had value around like $75 or so. And then my Steve Yzerman, also I think it was a be a player autograph, like a Millennium be a player autograph from like the mid 90s, 97ish time frame. And so he wanted those 5 cards for this. And he's got this card valued at $550. Now I just saw a recent sale was closer to like $300. I didn't comp this at all. I was just kind of taking his word. And for me, again, I wasn't into those Eisman cards much. There were cards that I could, I have plenty of. The Prober card I was willing to let go. I would have liked to have sold both of the Eisman and Prober card, but we got a chance to get a Wayne Gretzky auto. I just, I took it, obviously. That's why I have it here. So, on card, which is always nice. In a Rangers uniform, which you don't really see his signature in too many Rangers uniforms. Hand number to 99, and it's got the the buyback seal from Upper Deck on the back. So pretty cool. Added my second Gretzky now to the collection. I may sell my other one now. I got to kind of look at the two and see which one I like better, or maybe I'll keep them both. I think I'll probably sell one of these. But pretty cool card. And the the last one that I made was, I've had and you guys can go back also in one of my reviews, I got and again, another, I don't know if it was the same Eiserman deal or not, but again, another undergraded PSA grade. And I'm not here to trash PSA, or maybe I am. I just, to me, their grading is all over the place, and it's so inconsistent. So I had a Tom Brady Upper Deck rookie that I sent in. I bought it at another thing that makes this relatively keeps me sane about this deal is that I wasn't into the Brady rookie for that much. I got a good deal at a show up in upstate New York, a Syracuse show. I bought it off a guy. I looked it over and I'm like, I saw that there was a very small blemish. Again, it's on one of my previous SGC reveals. And I talk about exactly the blemish I'm talking about. So I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but it's relatively recent, maybe within the last 5 or 6 months. So check that out if you want. But very, very small edging blemish. That's it. Otherwise, centered perfectly, cards crisp, nothing else. Sharp corners, everything. So I thought I'd at least get a 9. And I didn't think you'd get a 10 because of that very tiny. You couldn't even see it. I mean, I showed the card, and people were like, what's wrong with it? And I had to point it out. So that's how small and unnoticeable the blemish was. But it clearly had it. So I wasn't looking for a 10 when I said it. I thought I'd get a 9. And then I thought, okay, you get a 9 PSA Upper Deck rookie. That card's, 600 to 750, maybe as high as $800. Even higher, actually. And versus an 8 brings it down to like 250, 300 range. So anyway, long story short, got an 8 on it, put it out in my case at like $325, something around there, knowing that I could work that down because I'm only into the card for like $175 plus a grading fee. So definitely wanted to sell that card. Never thought I would ever trade that card. In fact, I turned down a lot of trades for that card up until yesterday. But I made a trade for it. And it was a guy that's been really pestering me. Good guy. I'm not trying to make him sound like a pain, but he's a local guy, and I've seen him he's almost sets it up almost every show that I'm at locally, and he was also set up at this show. So, and he came over again. He's like, "Come on, man, we got to make a deal. Let's make that trade for that Brady." And I'm like, "Here he is again." But he, I made a deal. So here's what the deal was. I'll show you the first one. So, this price here is what his latest comp went yesterday, I guess, or recently. So I'll just take that off for now. Just to say it's a $200-something card, or around 200 or so. Mainly because he's super hot, and it's the CD Lamb rookie auto PSA 10 out of Mosaic. Just a beautiful card. Again, in my opinion, it'll look a lot better than SGC because these type of cards with refraction, just in my opinion, look way better in a tux than this PSA label. But it is what it is, and obviously it's PSA 10, so that's obviously a good thing. So sweet card. I have some Dallas Cowboy collectors that I know will be interested in this card. That was my thought process because and I had the Brady actually in my cases probably for about 3 or 4 months, and I haven't moved it. Again, I had a lot of bites on it. People mostly wanted to trade for it, not really pay for it, and I wasn't willing to trade that card. So so I decided, you know what, I'm done. I'm sick of looking at the Brady, and I'll make the move. So plus I knew it was going to a guy who really wanted the card for his own PC. So this card I got for the Brady rookie, and I also, this guy, you want to talk about who's selling at shows. I was going to get into that here as well, to talk about who was selling yesterday from a sports card perspective, and Stroud certainly was. I don't think I showed you guys on here, but I pulled a Stroud yellow reactive out of Mosaic this year, rookie, and both the rookie version as well as the debut version. And I had the rookie at 100 and the debut at 50 in my case. That was actually the first deal I made early Saturday morning. Guy bought a bunch of really good cards for me. Like right off the bat, like a lot of my really, really good cards, like way better even than the Stroud. Like I had a 2007 Upper Deck Adrian Peterson, Spa autograph out of $9.99. Same thing with Megatron, Barry Sanders autograph. Those three, the two Strouds, went for, I gave him a pretty good deal. We settled at like $775, something around there. So all my Strouds were gone immediately. Well, not that I had a lot, I had those two sold. And I had people asking for Stroud pretty much all day. So when I made this trade, it was kind of late in the afternoon on Sunday. Oh, no, it was late in the afternoon on Saturday. So he had a few Strouds also, and this is one of the ones he had. This one card is definitely, like, take a look at that 100. It's definitely overpriced. This card's going for like 50 or so. 50 or $60, not 100. But he had it as, he's got even 100 on the back. He had it as for $100. So, he kind of, these Stroud's moving right now, so I wasn't really concerned about, the fact that it's, and he just had another good game yesterday. I think he threw some picks, but they won again, and he threw another over 300 yards again. This guy's having an amazing year, and so I picked up his Dunruss Elite, rookie here out of $9.99. Okay, you can see it. Card's in really good shape too. Now this card graded, like if you get a 10 on this, the card's going for like several $100. So this is what I'm going to look over a little closer, and maybe if I think it's got a chance to gem, I'll send it in, because then obviously that deal is going to be a better trade. So anyway, these are the two that I gave up for the Brady PSA 8 Upper Deck rookie. So that's it in terms of that. Who else was selling yesterday? Julio Rodriguez, which is good. I sold quite a few Julio Rodriguez rookies. And some nice refractors that sold. Probably three. I think I sold 3 Julio rookies in the course of the 2 days. So it's nice to see him still being appreciated in the hobby, because people think he had a bad year last year. Look at his stats. He did not have bad. He had a very slow start, but man, when he got going, he was raking for a while. So anyone with Julio, his market's down too. Like somebody told me that at the show they bought his Bowman Chrome PSA 10 rookie for like $45, which is an absolute steal. I would do that all day and twice on Sunday. In fact, I congratulated him multiple times. I'm like, dude, that trade is, that deal is, incredible. But the fact that his card is dropped that much from his rookie season is insane. It's insane to me. I'm hoping to find that card at $45. I bought my first one at the, you can see that also on the video when I did my recap for the National, my channel I should say, recap from the National from last year, not this past one, but the year prior. I bought that same card for a PSA 10 for $225. Of course I bought when he was breaking out as a rookie, so sometimes that's the wrong time to buy, folks. Here's a perfect example of it. And I also bought that card again, I think online or at a show for like maybe $150. So I have a few of them on my own, but I could guarantee you I didn't pay $45 for either one of them. And like I said, I know at the National I paid $225 for it, for what this kid just bought yesterday at the show for $45 for a guy who had another great year. Look at his numbers. So I don't know what's going on, but Julio cards are at a bargain price right now. So I'm going to actually look into gobbling some more of those up, because I haven't really checked a lot on eBay, but that's what he got it for at the show. Came over and showed me. And I saw the sticker price right on the card, $45. I'm like, wow. That's insane. That's insane. All right, listen, I hope this was a good video for everybody. I'll show you one last card here. Actually, I'll show you a few other things. Again, hobby discussion, right? Hopefully you guys stick with me. Appreciate it. Hey, leave your comments on what I'm talking about here. Or if I'm talking too long, tell me. Another Hertz. This one I actually pulled out of Mosaic. So this is the silver rookie. I mean, Hertz. This is Jalen Carter. Too many Jalen's. Too many Jalen's. But anyway, I don't know if you could tell this is silver with the camera, but it's a silver rookie of Jalen Carter. I'm picking up Sauce Gardners when I can. I got a lot of Jets fans up here in the New England area, so I'll try to grab these for my Jets customers. It's a nice Sauce. I don't think it's number. Yeah, it is numbered out of 99, so that's pretty cool. Sauce card. Now that I'm out of Carroll, I'm glad I grabbed this one. This is a recent eBay that I got. I like these Topps Gold. Just think they're sharper, and I might get it graded. I'll look into it a little more. You know, it's got the rookie insignia on it of Corbin Carroll. This guy obviously had a great year. So, again, nothing too high-end, not high-end at all. And then the other thing I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, I'll show you. Oh, as I was going through and prepping for the show, by the way, prepping for a show like this, I was prepping for 2 weeks. Sorting through my stuff. What am I going to bring? What am I not going to bring? Very time-consuming. But as I'm going through my Cubs cards, I'm like, I have PC Maddox. I love Greg Maddox. I had these in like my, bargain bin, if you will, boxes, like the $5 ranges or so. I can't, and I'm going through these and I'm like, man, first of all, these cards look pretty damn good. And, enough to send me a grading. And I love Maddox, So I pulled these cards out before the show, and I'm like, I'm not even going to bring these. I think I'm going to look them over closer, which I haven't done yet, and just maybe maybe get them graded. So these are all Greg Maddox rookie cards. We'll see. I don't know if they're all gradable, but to me, I pulled them out quickly and thought that. Same here with the Lamar Jacksons. I know these are only score rookies, but if these 10, he's having an MVP season. I may send those in. Aaron Rodgers. This card I got I can't remember how I got this card. I forget. Either way, this is another one I might send in. And Micah Parsons. This is his orange reactive or whatever out of Mosaic. I just think this card might look good, especially in SGC Tux. So we'll see. I got to look those over. Just some thoughts, random thoughts here. Also trying to, while I'm here and while I got you, I opened up an 89 Bowman box, and there's a lot of these type cards in here. These old sort of reprints of Willie Mays, Jackie Robinson, Ted Williams, Mickey Mantle. You see them all. All reprints. There's Mantle again. These cards, if they do grade well, the centering's all over the place with 89 Bowman. That's the problem with the Griffey rookie, in the set. There's a McGuire and Ripken. Gillen, these are the ones I pulled out. George Brett. This is his rookie, Smoltz. Clemens from back then. Tino Martinez, that's his rookie. Again, talking about Maddox. This one's way off center. See what I mean about the centering? Look at that. That one's terribly off center. This is how most of the cards are. But if you get some that are, there's Bo Jackson, Nolan Ryan. Ryan is actually very centered. So I think I'll send that one in. But what are your thoughts on those? Anyone who's familiar with the 89 Bowman set, have you ever had these graded? Is it worth grading for the ones that are centered? I mean, a lot of these are not centered, but I'm going to go through them, and I'm thinking about maybe sending those in as well. I think that's pretty much it. If I haven't shown this card online yet, I'll show it now. One of my Grail cards has been this card forever. Finally got one at a really good price. I don't know if I just caught the bids on time. One of those times where you just catch the bid before it expires, before not many people are watching it, because this card never goes for below $500 to $700 ever, not even close. And I'll just say I got it below those comps, and this card was going over for over $1,000. So finally got this card. I've been after this 2015 Topps Chrome Hulk Hogan auto for years, and finally got it. So I guess I started with wrestling, will end with wrestling. On card, Hulk Hogan autograph. Love this card. PC forever. It's one of my Grail PC cards. So what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan runs wild on you? I'm gonna end this video. It's getting too crazy now. Thank you for watching, as always. It's a good 40 minutes. If you lasted this long, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, follow. More content. Just thought I'd do a kind of a hobby discussion show today. So thanks for tuning in. As always, Ruckscards signing off. Remember again, East Coast Collectibles show. All right. Next one's going to be in February. It's at the Mohegan Sun and Casino in Connecticut. So check that out next time if you're going to be in the area or make plans for it. All right. Thanks again. Ruckscards signing off. Take care.